So in this video, I wanted to take a quick look at a brand new pen from Zebra. It's called the G-350 gel pen. So this is part of Zebra's Steel series. That's their kind of metal pens that enthusiasts have really taken to. The F701 would be part of that series, as would be the G301 and the G402. Those are kind of the big models in that line. The G350 was released last month. It's currently for sale on Zebra's website, but not really through other channels. And I bought two of these from Zebra in a 10-pack. Cost, I think, about $10, $11 around there. You get two pens, two refills. It's also available as a standalone pen for about, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5, something like that. Maybe $6. That's why you get two for $11, right around there. And I'm sure they'll be more widely available soon. So the G350 is a new pen from Zebra, but also kind of a new part of the line. On the lower end, Zebra has the G301. This has been around forever. And this is kind of an old school looking pen, has a hard plastic grip. It's very skinny. It's kind of pared down. It's a lightweight, very small pen. Zebra also has the F402, but this is the F402. It's also sold as the G402. It's the same exact pen as a gel pen. So this has been around for a long time. Again, it's maybe a little bit more modern looking than the G301. It has a rubberized grip, but it has no give to it. It's a hard rubber. And then stainless steel body, a lot of stainless steel parts. The F402 and the G402 are both really solid pens, but maybe getting a little bit long in the tooth. So the G350 moves to a larger pen, a wider diameter pen. You can see it good deal wider than the G402, and then a lot wider than the G301. So larger pen. It has this sneaker grip, so a rubberized grip with that sneaker pattern. It has no give to it. It's still pretty hard, but it is definitely a nicer grip. Metal front cone piece. Metal body. To me, it looks like it's aluminum, kind of anodized aluminum, even though this pen is part of the Steel series. It's really hard to confirm what metal it is. And then steel clip, kind of swoopy looking design, bigger than it needs to be, which is good if you're putting pants here or something a little bit wider like a bag that has a little bit of a edge to it. Kind of a integrated piece of plastic here, and then a plastic button. At least I don't think, actually, you know what, it is a metal button. It looks like it's coated plastic, but I'm pretty sure it's metal. Nice click too. Very tight feeling. So let's get inside the pen in a second, but let's just get this out of the way for now. The G350, it's part of the 3 series, so it's actually the same series as this cheap guy, not this one. And there's a reason for that, which I've talked about on unsharpened.com already. Zebra has some new pens coming out in the F line. Sorry, in the 400 series. So like a 450, I believe, is coming, and some other ones. So we'll get into that later as those pens get released. But G350 3 series, I bought it in black, 0.7 millimeter, medium point. It's not sold in a 1.0 millimeter. It is sold in a 0.5. It's the rapid dry gel ink. Comes with 2 refills, another black, and then randomly, a blue and a red. So I bought 2 blacks. Then you also get the blue and the red, so you get to try them all, which is cool. It's not too much else to see here. Metal barrel, so they don't say aluminum or steel. Again, it's the Steel series, but it seems like aluminum. And then it's sold in space black, cobalt blue, and crimson red. This is the cobalt blue. It's actually pretty nice. I think it says cool grayish blue. And you can see that there. GP, that means it's a gel point. Really nothing else here. Now inside the pen, this part is actually pretty cool. The Zebra pens have classically opened up at the tip. which means you have a very fine threading and it's a very easy to lose front piece. If this thing falls off, it's basically gone. So what they do now is this whole front comes off, which means this cone up front will never loosen, which is nice. It's kind of built in or epoxied on, it's hard to say. And it also makes room for this really coarse open threading, which means you never have to worry about cross threading. It's very easy to do. Put it on, and then maybe like 2.5 turns and this thing's tightened. You don't have to worry about like spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning for a long time. It's really just like 1, 2, and then tighten up. So that's really good. And then that's the front piece. You can't do anything with this. The grip never spins, it doesn't come off. The front doesn't come off, so it's pretty nice. The refill is as I said, a Zebra JLV 0.7 millimeters, so that's kind of a modern looking gel pen. I don't have a G402, I lost mine, I need to get some more. But if you go ahead and open up the G301, which is technically the closest pen to this one, which are both part of the G line, the gel line, and the 3 series. We open it up, look at this old school refill. This is a tiny refill. You blow through these very quickly. There's very little ink in there. If this was a ballpoint, it wouldn't be a big deal, but for a gel, this is basically no capacity. And again, it's a proprietary size, and it's a very odd looking old school size. It's also even like a pressure fit in here, which is just an odd choice. And it's definitely, this pen is very much an outdated pen. As cool as it is, and as much as people like these, it's very much an outdated pen. With this refill, you're moving over to a Pilot G2 style, or like a rollerball style refill. So if you get a pen like this is a Pentel Alloy Energel Alloy pen. You open it up, check out that refill, and it's basically the same refill as the one in this G350. Maybe you'll never switch to refills, maybe that's not a big deal, but moving to a more standard refill with a higher capacity is definitely an upgrade. Here's that metal body. There's definitely plastic inside that gives it a little bit of structure and weight, but I can't really tell what material it is. Again, I'm gonna guess it's aluminum, but hard to say. And then it's got a spring up here so that there's no rattle. That spring keeps all its components locked down, and it means that this piece never moves freely if the button is pressed. There's also a spring in the front. Gets nice and tight. You don't really have to worry about this thing locking down, and then also using this nice big thread, you don't have to worry about over tightening it. You'd have to really push this thing way too hard to have to worry about like tightening it enough that everything spins. Nice click, really firm. I stretched out the spring in this one to give it a little bit more of a firm click, which I think really is quite nice. On the size side, this is a larger diameter pen than the older ones, as I pointed out. It's also a larger pen. It's a good deal larger, almost half an inch larger than the G301. And the size is, again, maybe a 1/4 inch larger than the G402. Again, I'm using the F402 for example, but it's the same pen. And comparing it to, kind of something more standard, like a Friction, now you're sort of more or less in line with the size of a modern pen like that Friction. Get that out of the way for a while. We've already looked at the Steel Series pens. I just wanted to point out Zebra has some other pens that are like this, right? The G350 is a very cool addition, but it's not entirely uncharted waters for Zebra. Here is the Fortia. I forget which one this is, the EF, the EM. It's hard to keep them. Maybe it says here. This might just be I don't know. Anyway, here we have a Fortia, which is a gel type pen or emulsion ink pen. Metal body, hard rubberized grip, and this is available, has been for a while. Again, this one opens at the tip too, which is standard, but again, look, old school refill. So G-350 has the advantage over that. One pen I would point out that I like a lot is this Cerari. This is called the Cerari 300. It's a really, in my mind, a great looking pen. I love this burnt orange. It comes in some other colors. Has a nice wide button, steel clip, metal body, rubberized grip. It's not nearly as nice as the grip on the G-350. Also, the G-350 is a wider pen, but it's one that's worth checking out. And these ones are very easy to find. And this one uses that. This is a Cerari style refill, the EQ, which is Zebra's emulsion ink, which is pretty solid. So that is the G-350. I did some quick writing with it a minute ago. It's a nice, generous gel ink. I like Zebra's gels a lot. I definitely recommend this, and it's a great writer. So this is the G-350, and it uses the JLV 0.5 millimeter, which is their quick drying gel refill. It's a nice, generous writer. You know, it's a 0.7 millimeter, and it does not in any way feel like it's thinner than that. It's just a nice, fun pen to write with. You'll go through these refills pretty quickly, but it is very enjoyable. For comparison, here is, this is a 1.0 millimeter from a V10. Definitely wider, but not a huge amount wider. And then this is the Cerari 0.5. And look how light that hybrid ink is relative to the gel. This is a 0.5 millimeter emulsion ink, which is Zebra's hybrid. It is like half the size of the 0.7 millimeter gel. So just an interesting comparison when you're moving from one line to the other. Last thing I want to do, just because I know this pen will probably be a big hit with buyers, is test out the interoperability of the refills. Again, this is a Pilot G2 type size, but they're not all perfectly interchangeable. So let's open this up. Like, this is a Pilot Friction. Very similar refill. Again, almost the same size, but you can see there's some differences here in this stepping here. So, and the difference, they're the same length, but again, it's these steps or shoulder pieces that tend to vary. So let's try and see how it works. Again, this might not matter to most people, but it is interesting to see how they differ. And it's usually a pretty easy thing to work around, but again, I have the pens here, so might as well do it. So this does not go through. Something with Pilot stepping is stopping it from going through. So even though the two refills look very similar, they're not interchangeable. Now we have that alloy. I don't know where I put the refill from that. Here you go. So this will try a Pentel. I believe this is an LN Pentel, or sorry, this is the LR7 Pentel refill. So this one works, but you can see it's a little bit short at the shoulder, so it's stopping there. This one you could fix with a shim on the back. And it actually does write, but it looks a little bit ridiculous. And that tip, like the corner here, will hit your paper if you're writing at an angle, so I would say that does not work either. And now we have a Pelican or Pelican 338, which is a kind of a European rollerball style. So this is like the true standard G2 rollerball G2 style, and this does not work. This one's not clicking at all, which means something here is hitting over here. Let's see. Yeah. No go there either. Last up, we have a Schmidt 8127. Do not have very high hopes for this, but yeah, this one's too wide. So even though this uses a near standard refill, that stepping is going to cause some issues, which means you'll have full access to Zebra's line of really excellent gel refills, but not really perfect exchangeability with a Pilot or something like that. Like, you can definitely go over to something like this, grab your Sarasa ink and put that in there. That'll be good, but you're not going to be able to go to, say an F402 or even a Pentel and get that in there. So anyway, probably more than you ever want to know about the excellent new Zebra G-350 gel refill. Definitely a nice pen and a great deal for about $5 to $6 each. And they should be more widely available soon, or you could do what I did and buy them direct from Zebra. So that about covers it. Thanks for watching.